First thing that we are going to make is a couscous salad. And that's really good because you can put it into your lunch boxes and you can add to it anything that you really like. As long as it's cooked and cut up finely, you can put it in your couscous salad and it makes a lovely lunch, a packed lunch. We're going to be using this sort of couscous. It's the plain couscous. It's not the ones that have already got all kinds of things added to them. Those are flavoured. They tend to be rather full of salt and they're also much more expensive. This entire bag has cost less than £1 and I could get so much couscous salad out of it. It'll keep you going all term. So we're going to first of all measure some couscous in a measuring jug. You note here I've put it in the measuring jug and it's coming up, the volume of it is to the 100 millilitre mark. So I know how high up in the jug the couscous is. Now I'm going to tip it, remembering that, into a big jug. And I'm going to add into a big bowl. I'm going to put into the jug now a stock cube. This is just a chicken stock cube. A herb one would be fine. I wouldn't use a beef one. They're a little bit too strong. And I'm just trying to crumble it up. I'm not going to use the whole thing. I think it might be a little bit strong if I do. So I'm just going to put that in there. And I'm just flipping on a kettle. And we'll talk about the kettle in a moment. I also want to have a little bit of, I'm going to use this, it's soy sauce, and I've just put a sort of teaspoonful of soy sauce in to give the couscous a little bit of extra flavour. You don't have to do that. If there's other flavours like herbs that you want to put in, that's fine. You can put in a little bit of tomato puree if you like, if you want to give it a tomatoey flavour. That would be absolutely fine as well. So, what I need is a fork, and I haven't got one, so here we go, let's get a fork out. Now I'm going over to the kettle, and I'm going to make sure that I didn't fill the kettle too much, because if you do, it's going to be very heavy. So, making sure that you're really focused on what you're doing. Boil it so that it's rapidly boiling when it goes onto your stock. Make sure there's nobody around you that might get scalded. Hold the jug firmly and then pour the boiling water in up to the same level that you had before. So if it's 100 millilitres mark, so it's exactly the same. And then I'm going to pour it over my couscous. It's still boiling when it goes over the top of the couscous. You cannot leave it for any length of time because if it cools off, it's not going to cook your couscous. So there we go. Now at home, I would cover that. So I'm at home now, so I'm going to get a cloth out and cover it. In school, we don't do this. In school, we just leave it on the side. It works just as well. So there we go, that's the couscous cooking. Now I don't need this again, and I don't need this again. So I'm going to take those all away and put them for washing up. There. Now then, what am I going to put in my couscous salad? Well, you don't have to use the same things as me. You might not like what I'm putting in. I might not like what you want to put in. So it's what you like. And there's lots of choices. My first thing is going to be a spring onion. Now I've washed this and I'm just going to take off the hairy root end. And I'm going to cut it, including its green bits, with the knife pointing down. Can you see I've got a claw hold, keeping my fingers away, they're tucked underneath. With the knife, don't go fast, just steadily cut it till it's all in bits like that. And that's, I'll put that just there so that you can see it. This is a piece of celery. Certainly don't need all of it. Make sure it's washed. Take off the end pieces, and because I want small pieces, I've cut it in half. And then, same again. Hold it, tuck your fingers in so that your knuckles are sticking out. Keep moving it away, all the way down. Now, you might not like celery. Celery is something that some people actually are allergic to. It's one of the 14 identified allergens, and if that's you, you mustn't have it. I'm not allergic to it, so I'm going to put it in my couscous salad in a minute. A piece of cucumber. The piece of cucumber, I'm cutting it down. I'm cutting it across like that. And now I'm going to cut it, because I want it a little bit smaller than that, into that way. So cut it across, cut it across, cut it across. There we go. And they can all, but everything's rather green. So I'm going to put in a bit of pepper. This is a sweet pepper, just cutting down. I want to keep that for later, so I don't want to waste it. And take it home if you're doing this in school. There. That's it. Or you could just bring one piece in. Cut it into slices, turn it round, tuck in your fingers with a claw hold. There we go. We've got diced up bits of red pepper. You could put black olives in it, green olives in it. You could put sweet corn in. You can put all kinds of things into your couscous salad. I like pepperami, actually. You might like bits of chicken. You can buy the cooked chicken, like chicken tikka. You could chop that up. You could put that in. But everything that you put in must be tiny, and I'll explain why afterwards. Now, with this tomato, again, this is huge. And I want it huge so that you can see what I'm doing. But it looks much better, I have to say, on the finished salad if you use a smaller tomato. So we're going to make a water lily. So the knife goes in at an angle and all the way around the middle, you see, zigzags, zigzags, right through. I put it down on a board. I'm only cutting down. You never use the knife and cut towards you. It's always down onto a board. Hold the food firmly. Down onto a board, down onto a board. Like I say, this is going to be pretty crude because it's it's a very big tomato until you join up with the original cut. Then twist the two together and you get a water lily. And that's often used for garnishing and decoration. I don't want two lilies, so I'm going to put one to the side for my decoration. And this one, I'm just going to cut up to add it in to my salad. Now, just cutting across it so that it's cut roughly into small chunks. I don't want you to waste it. Don't want it throwing into the bin, thank you. When I have a look in the dustbins after you've been cooking, I don't want to find good ingredients thrown away. Too expensive, and it's not right to waste food. So, here we go. That's what I'm going to put into my couscous salad. So if I bring the couscous back now, look, and flake it up, it's absorbed all the water, and that is now cooked. So in goes everything. In goes the tomato, in goes the pepper, and the cucumber, the celery, the onion, and then we're going to stir it up. There we go. Look, see how that would be for lunch. If you've got the things in it that you like, it'd be really good. There. And I'll take all this away now so that we can do the presentation. Now then, here we go. What we will do is we will put, I really could do with a spoon, couldn't I? Let me get a big spoon out. Here we are. Fill that up. Now, some of you will have done this at the seaside, and you're bound to be a lot better than I am at it. So we just tip it into a mould, whatever you can get. In school, we've got the proper moulds for this, and it's a lot easier because it's got a pusher and you can actually push it out. But I'm just going to try this. Pat a cake, let's see if it works. Look at that. There we go. So we've now got the couscous salad presented. You can see what I mean about it being enormous. Don't put it on the top, it would look ridiculous. But if that was a lot smaller, it would look quite nice. I'm going to leave it off. It's just an idea for you. But because I've got cucumber in it, I'm just going to leave it like that with the cucumber and maybe a tiny bit of pepper on the top, like that. And that's your couscous salad.